The Louisiana Reader's Choice is a reading and enrichment program of the Louisiana Center for the Book in the State Library of Louisiana, which is the state affiliate for the National Center for the Book in the Library of Congress. Its mission is to foster a love of reading in the children of Louisiana by motivating them to participate in the recognition of outstanding books.
Hi, I'm Miss Charlene. I'm your Teen Services Librarian for the Madisonville and Covington branches of the St. Tammany Parish Library.
Hey teens, I'm Miss Abby, your Teen Services Librarian for the Slido branches of the St. Tammany Parish Library. Miss Charlene and I would like to bring to you the titles from this year's Louisiana Teen Reader's Choice book list. The titles from this list and from every year's list are curated by librarians and educators here in Louisiana and include fiction, nonfiction, graphic novels, and poetry. Ms. Charlene and I are both honored to be on the Louisiana Teen Reader's Choice Committee and are happy to bring this book list to you. Students in grades 9 through 12 who reside in Louisiana are eligible to vote after reading or listening to at least 3 nominated titles from the list that corresponds to their grade level. So any of the titles from this video. Voting is limited to 1 vote per student, and an award winner and an honor book are chosen based on student votes. The voting begins on December 1st and ends on May 1st, so you have plenty of time to start reading. Students who read or listen to all of the nominated titles on their list, so the 9th through 12th grade list, can receive a certificate of program completion from the state library. Call Him Jack, the story of Jackie Robinson, Black freedom fighter, written by Yahuru Williams and Michael G. Long. Martin Luther King wrote that Jack Robinson had the right to speak his mind because he underwent the trauma and the humiliation and the loneliness which comes from being a pilgrim walking the lonesome byways towards the high road of freedom. He was a sit-inner before the sit-ins, a freedom fighter before the freedom rides. Jack Robinson is best known as Jackie Robinson, the first Black Major League Baseball player. But this barrier-breaking American hero was a lifelong, relentlessly proud fighter for Black justice and civil rights. Call Him Jack is an exciting biography that recovers the real person behind the legend, exploring this famed figure's legacy, switching focus from the sportsman to the man as a whole, and deepening our appreciation for his achievements on the playing field in the process.
And We Rise, the Civil Rights Movement in Poems by Erica Martin. Learn about the Civil Rights Movement in an eye-opening poetry collection, walking you through events and introducing key figures through the 1950s and 1960s. There are some figures who are not as well known, but still played a big role in fighting for justice and equality. This book will impact the reader with its historical photographs placed right next to the text, as well as painting a picture of the horrors of racial violence during this time period and the brave people who fought against it.
The Greatest Thing, written and illustrated by Sarah Winifred Searle. Winifred's only friends have transferred to a private school, and she has to learn to navigate high school on her own. This includes new friendships with Oscar and April. Together, the three begin working on a fairy tale Zion series, which Winifred finds a powerful outlet for the emotions she feels unable to share. But her secrets begin to separate her from her friends, who in turn don't share the real depths of their own struggles. This is a soft, slow, gentle story of a queer artist slowly coming out of her shell and into the power of her own creative voice. It is also a graphic novel memoir of the author's teenage years.
I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys. It is 1989 in Romania. It is illegal to speak against the government. There is a food shortage and electricity is unreliable. The government is always watching, and the Romanians are living in constant fear. 17-year-old Christian is approached by the secret police and is forced to become an informer. He is promised medicine for his sick grandfather. His orders: to spy on an American family that his mother is currently working for, as well as spying on his own friends and family. Christian is friends with the American diplomat's son and is welcomed into their home. He learns about the American culture and he gains new information about the outside world, and it changes everything. Feeling guilty about spying, he has constant anxiety, feeling as though he is betraying his family. But he soon finds out that anyone can be a spy working for the government. No one can be trusted.
Love Radio, written by Ebony Liddell. 3 dates is all Prince has to convince Danielle to give a relationship with him a chance. The Love Doctor for hit radio show Love Radio. Prince has a lot on his plate. With his mom's illness and raising his little brother, love seems out of reach to him. Danny is focused on school and scoring a scholarship for college so she can move to New York and follow her dreams to be an author. When the romantic DJ and the aspiring author meet in the library, Prince convinces Danny to give him 3 dates.
The Sacrifice by Ren Chapeko. There is a beautiful island off the coast of the Philippines called Kisamamata, a perfect vacation destination with its clear beaches, perfect weather, and luscious green plants. However, this island is cursed. Legend says that if 8 sacrifices are given to the sleeping dreamer god there, that person will be granted unimaginable powers. So, when a Hollywood film crew comes in wanting to film a documentary-style reality show about it, it is no surprise when none of the locals want to help them or even go near the island. However, a teenage boy named Alon, also known by locals as the Ghost Whisperer, agrees to be their tour guide in exchange for $10,000 to help his ill father. The crew wants to focus on the haunted cave in the center of the island called the God's Eye. This is because of all the murders that have taken place there. Alon continues to warn the crew that they shouldn't be there, but it falls on deaf ears. Even when some of the crew members start seeing strange visions of the island's past victims. With nothing going to stop them, the crew pushes forward, but at what cost?
The Q, written by Amy Tintera. The site of a deadly disease nearly 20 years ago, Austin, Texas is now the Q, a quarantine zone walled off from the rest of the country and ruled by rival gangs. For Maisie, this is home. Born and raised in the zone, she has become a trusted lieutenant for the Southern Zone's family. But when Lennon, the charismatic son of a U.S. presidential candidate, is kidnapped and thrust in their world, Maisie must find a way to protect him and get him out before it is too late.
In order to keep the people of Reno del Sol safe from the Obsidians at night, someone has to be sacrificed, and to restore the soul stones every 10 years. The sacrifice is determined by the Sun Barrel trials, where Sol chooses 10 semi-deuses from the ages of 13 to 18 to compete. While the sacrifice is considered a great honor, it is the semi-dose that comes in last who is sacrificed. The winner travels to all the temples in Reno del Sol, bringing the light and life to each. 17-year-old Tayo has no fear of being selected for the trials. After all, he is only a jade. Only golds have been chosen for the past century. However, when him and another jade are chosen, there is plenty to be concerned about. The gold semi-deuses have been trained to compete in the trials since an early age, so the chances of being sacrificed are high. Join Tayo in his journey in the Sun Barrel trials by Aidan Thomas.
Queen of the Tiles, written by Hannah Olkoff. But life, like Scrabble, is like that. You get the rack you get, and you just have to figure out how to make do. This is something Nedwal Bakri knows all too well. 1 year ago, Nedwal's best friend, Trina, died at the Word Warrior Weekend Scrabble competition. She has returned for this year's competition even though she is still dealing with grief and has started to have panic attacks, to honor her friend and keep those who dislike Trina off her throne. Suddenly, Trina's inactive Insta account isn't so dormant anymore. Mysterious cryptic posts suggest that Trina's death wasn't the accident it seemed.
Daisy and Noah are both talented musicians. Daisy is an independent violinist who takes risks and fights for what she wants. Noah plays the cello and is very traditional, coming from a wealthy family with a long line of successful musicians. So it is no surprise when the two play together at the Juilliard auditions and their performance goes viral. However, it is all for the wrong reasons. Daisy is not being seen for her musical talent, but as an inspiration for overcoming her cerebral palsy. Noah, on the other hand, is being seen as the guy who is seeing past her cerebral palsy. Everyone is creating this love story for the two of them. Although new possibilities are opening up and their dreams are close to becoming a reality, their newfound fame is coming with a price. All the attention is making Noah's anxiety disorder worse, and no one can look past Daisy's cerebral palsy and focus on the music. Everyone just wants a good love story. But is there a love story? Are Daisy and Noah truly falling for each other? You will have to read You, Me, and Our Heartstrings by Melissa C. to find out.
Thank you for joining Ms. Charlene and I for this year's Louisiana Teen Reader's Choice Book Talks. For more information on the Louisiana Teen Reader's Choice and Louisiana Young Reader's Choice, follow the QR code to the State Library website.